Hey everyone, it's Justice for Comics. It is Sunday morning. It's early. I am broadcasting from deep within the closet of comics. I'm drinking a little coffee, and we're going to talk some comics. This is an impromptu show. I don't expect a lot of people to join me live. It's 9:36 my time on the Eastern seaboard of the United States, so there probably won't be a lot of people that will join live, but a lot of people will be watching this in replay. Yeah, so I was, as I usually do late at night, I'm going through looking at eBay listings. Uh, and yesterday, was it yesterday? There was some news. I think it was yesterday. I remember hearing about it. Let me pull it up here. I'm gonna pull up the article. And it's a Hollywood Reporter. Let me share my screen. All right, so simple Google search, and you'll see here that, and by the way, I forgot my headphones, so if anybody does join the chat and you can't hear me too well, let me know. As far as I know, the volume on my laptop is turned up. Hopefully you can hear me okay, but I don't have my headphones. I forgot them. So Hollywood Reporter, this came from the Hollywood Reporter. James Tynion's comic Department of Truth, picked up by Elizabeth Murdoch. Let me pull up the article here. So yeah, February 19th. So this was Friday, right? Friday at 2:40 p.m. This was reported. And already a lot of these books have started to move quite a bit. Department of Truth has been a pretty hot comic. Not near as hot as Something Is Killing the Children. Not near as hot as that, but by the way, that's a good picture of James Tynion. He doesn't look like that right now. He looks about 50 pounds heavier. So they looks like they took a picture of him when he was just out of college in that picture. I don't know. He doesn't look like that. So they used a very flattering picture of James Tynion. All right. So Tynion, who currently writes for Batman and DC, is behind the boom bestseller Something Is Killing the Children. He will be co-writing the script for the Department of H. It will be heading to screens, most likely as a TV series. I believe that's what it's sort of formatted for that. It's probably going to be a TV series. Says Sister, the production banner co-founded by Elizabeth Murdoch, Stacey Snider, and Jane Featherstone, has picked up both the film and television rights to the title, drawn by Martin Simmons and published by Image Comics. Tynion, who currently writes for Batman and DC, is behind the Boom Studios bestseller Something Is Killing the Children and will co-write the script for what at this stage is intended to be developed as a series. A search for a co-writer is underway. Tynion and Simmons will executive produce. That comic couldn't be more timely. Truth deals with the idea of how conspiracy theories that take hold can shape the fabric of reality. The story focuses on a former FBI agent who joins a mysterious government organization that deals with conspiracies ranging from fake moon landings or the idea that the Earth is flat to politicized beliefs involving paid crisis actors and faked school shootings. The book has earned rave reviews and comparisons to the books released by DC's acclaimed Vertigo imprint of the 1990s. Sister is the creator-focused venture that has been involved with shows such as Sky HBO's Chernobyl, that was a great show, AMC's Gangs of London, and has invested in Molly Stern's publishing initiatives Zando, LeBron James, and Maverick Maverick Carter's Spring Hill Entertainment, podcast studio, Campside Media, and comic and digital publishers for AWA Studios. The company has also picked up the rights to the books such as James McBride's Deacon King Kong and Lydia Miller's A Children's Bible, the novel. So obviously what this article is going on to expound on is the fact that it is a major producing company that produces shows. I mean, Chernobyl is about high quality shows you can get. So this leads me to think that this Department of H or Department of Truth series could show up on HBO. It doesn't mean it will. I mean, obviously Netflix could be a bidder. But this Sister Productions is who's going to be marketing it, producing it, funding it. They obviously could go wherever they want. They could market it to Netflix. They could market it to HBO. I see this being more of an HBO deal, Department of Truth. So again, this news just came out on Friday. It's very, very timely. What's going to happen is next week, next Friday, a bunch of books are going to be on the Hot 10 list from CBSI. Comic Tom will be talking about it. You know, all the major movers and shakers in the comic book industry are going to be talking about this series. The comics are going to go nuts. They already are. Department of Truth, just the regular A cover is going for $50 or more right now on eBay. And obviously some of the exclusives, the short, the incentive covers, things like that are going up a lot as well. So I posted on Instagram this morning information that regarding this, the Department of Truth, and what I think is going to be the next hot issue. I've been right about a lot of things, guys. Nobody, and I mean nobody, in any major way, was talking about this book. I was, right? The week it came out, I did it on a live stream. I talked about this book, told you that I bought 2 copies of it, sold 1 copy. I more than made enough money to pay for the second copy. So basically my cost basis, as that terminology is, I got this book for free because I sold one for $150, $60, whatever it was, and it more than paid for this. And remember, when I bought this book, I paid almost 3 times ratio. I paid $66 plus shipping for this book through Midtown. And I remember at the time when I was doing a live stream about it, there are people on the chat, people that messaged me saying, man, you're crazy. Why are you paying 3 times for that book? Yeah, it's a nice cover, but I just had a feeling. I was like, yeah, this book, I know I'm paying way more for ratio price than I should, but it never got down to ratio price. This book, I don't know who bought this for $25, $25, $30. If there's somebody that did, they must have been really early on this. And I was early on this. I was watching and looking at this cover before it was released. Did I know that this was going to be, this book is going to be $1,000 book. This is probably going to be $1,000 raw book in a couple months, maybe less. There is one for sale on eBay right now. Only one, not a buy it now. It's an auction. I think there's 3 days left on it, and it's already up to almost $400, and that's in raw condition. So 9/8, the last 9/8 sold for $750. So yeah, I think this will be 9/8. This will be a $2,000 book at some point. Probably, definitely when the trailer drops. If there's any development of this, where you actually see a trailer for this comic book series, it seems like it's going to be dark though. Damn, it's going to be dark. Killing children is freaking dark. I don't know. This comic book, I think, has still got a lot of legs to it. So I love it. It's one of my favorite covers. I've talked about this book so much. I had it included in my top covers of last year. Nobody ever has been on this book as much as I have. That all these channels out there that talk about comic books and speculation, none of them were on this book. I was. So I will ring that bell because no one else will do it for you, right? And obviously, with Something Is Killing Children, you've got other ones that look good. The Frozen Virgin, that's a hot book. You got the foil comic book shop day exclusive. That's starting to move, and of course, I just bought this. I had this on my pull list, so I got the first A cover for cover price. This is what 100. I think this is over $125 now for this book. This will be $200-300 for the A cover in raw. And I think the second printings will. I think this is the second or third print. I think it might be the second print. Yeah, so these later printings will also start to go up in value because people are going to chase those. Yeah, there was a couple store exclusives. I think this is the Frozen black and white or grayscale they call it, and then you got the regular Frozen. That's going for pretty good money now. And obviously, the big book that I got that I didn't know at the time. I just thought, yeah, I like Momoko. Yeah, it's a cool cover. Yeah, I'll pay $50 for it. I bought this for $50. This, I think in raw, this sells for $500-600 easy. This will be well over 1,000 raw. So a 9/8 of this will be 1,500, easily 1,500. So that's going to be a big book. Lesser so is the Virgin. Believe it or not, the foil. The foil is a lot. There's only 100. I think there's only 200 of these. 250. It's really low. When this book, when this thing is optioned and there's a trailer, this book's going to go crazy just because there's so few of them. And then I think one of the last things I bought exclusive with Department of Truth was this file copy. I think that was a Scott's exclusive. I don't know. It kind of looks interesting. I don't know. It's not really worth a whole lot at the moment, but you never know. That thing could heat up. So the book I'm talking about, let's go to eBay, shall we? Let's go to eBay. Yeah. Let me pull it up. Let me share my screen again. All right. So this is the cover, Department of Truth, #2, the Romero Incentive. It's a 1 in 25 cover. I mean, out of the gate, this was like a $50-60 book. I don't know anybody that bought it for 25. I've heard of a couple people that bought it around 75, maybe $70. I remember it being sold out very fast on Midtown. And it's a very disturbing cover. There's no doubt about it. This might be the most disturbing cover I've seen in a long time. So there's several reasons why I think this book is going to be like Something Is Killing the Children #8. Print runs low. Cover, as beautiful as the DeCall cover is, this one is beautifully disturbing. So that it has that going for it. It's very disturbing. Some people aren't going to like it because of that. That's what makes me like it even more. It's sort of like back in the day, suspense stories, right? With the woman's head. Yeah, that was a very especially back in the day. Today we were like, yeah, no big deal. But back in the day, that was an extremely disturbing cover. I mean, especially for the 1950s that it came out, 60s. I don't know. It was a long time ago. This cover is definitely up there in as far as being disturbed. Low print run, hot comic book series. And I think these are the last times you're going to see this book at 250. So there's two raws right now for 250. One's advertising as a near mint plus. Those two books are going to be gone, I think, within a few days. So if you have any designs to pick this up, the time is now. It's not tomorrow or in a couple days, because I'm telling you, this book is going to show up on CBSI's Hot 10 list. If not this coming week, it will in the coming weeks. It'll show up. And you'll go, damn, I remember when Justice was talking about buying this at 250. Yep, this morning, February 21st. I think these 250 levels are going to be gone. I think this $300 book will be gone. The 9/8s near 450. There was one that sold yesterday at 450, free shipping. A 9/8 graded sold yesterday. There's some new listings here. As you can see, the prices are starting to climb already. Here's somebody already asking $1,000 in 9/8. I think it'll be a little while before he gets that. Somebody asking $600 for a 9/8. So I'm telling you, once there's one 9/8 left at 450, that'll be gone soon. So there won't be any 9/8 gradeds below $600 essentially. And then I think once the raw copies are bought, the 253, $300 and lower raw copies, once those are gone, there's only 3 of them, right? There's only 3 of them. There's 2 at 350. Wouldn't surprise me if those get gobbled up in the next few weeks. Raw copy, this will be a $400 to $500 raw copy book. 9/8 will be $1,000 or more, probably between $1,000 and $1,500. I know that's a pretty outrageous claim, but I that's what I think is going to happen. I think this book is going to be very, very expensive. Yeah, I don't know. So full disclosure, I bought one late last night for a little over $250. I looked at it very carefully. It does appear to be a 9/8 raw. That might be a book that I end up sending in for grading. I don't grade very often. Most of you know that about me. I tend to, I haven't, let's face it, I haven't graded this book yet. If anything should be graded, this one should be graded, right? It's definitely a 9/8. I think this is a 9/8 contender for sure. This book was bought off Midtown. I never even opened it. It literally just went into a My Light 2, and it's never been touched or opened. My grubby little hands have never even touched this book. So I'm gonna do the same thing with that Department of H 1 in 25. Hopefully it comes in a My Light. So the only touching of the book that may be involved will be transferring it into a My Light 2 with a full backboard. But that, I think it's at some point I'm likely to send in a box to get graded at CGC. That definitely will be one that I would send in because I'm pretty sure it's a 9/8 copy. And I'm also very certain that this is a 9/8 copy. And remember, this is the last one sold for $750 9/8. There hasn't been one since. So most people are assuming right now that this is $1,000 book. I was watching Tales from the Flip Side. Little shout out to that show. I think Brian does a great job. My good friend Ben is on that show as well. He's on the panel. Ben is the writer for CBSI Hot 10 list. These guys are smart. They know the comic book industry. Mel V, like me, has been all over this book. I'll shout out to Mel V. He's on that Flip Side show. He's been talking about this book for a long time. He thinks this will be easily a $2,000 book. I agree with him. I think it will be. That's 9/8 graded at $2,000. Yes. Raws, I don't know. Roswell might be. We'll find out. There's an auction right now for Something Is Killing the Children. Number 8. It's the only one for sale. You talk about pretty rare. Yeah, there's 3. Check this out, guys. There's 3 days and 6 hours left on this auction. It does look like a 9.8. It's already at $395. This guy's really going to spend $2.89 in shipping? Jesus, he better put that in a freaking top loader. I mean, he's not going to send it at least first class mail with insurance on it. Yikes. I don't think I'd be sending this media mail. I don't know. And I think if I'm the buyer of this book, if I was somebody who won this at auction, I'm going to tell the seller, hey, dude, I'll throw in another $15 or $10, whatever it costs to send it priority insured mail. I don't want anything to happen to this book. So don't send it in a Gemini mailer, media mail, please. That's fine for, I think that's fine for cheaper books, I'd say anything under $50 media mail with a Gemini mailer is fine. But when you're talking this kind of money, yeah, it needs to be priority mail. It needs to be insured for the full value, just in case something happens. Because let's face it, they're not making any more of this book. Yeah, they're not making any more of this. There's only one for sale. That's the crazy thing. At least that Department of H number 2 book, there's still multiple listings right now. But even if you wanted to buy this book, right, the Something Is Killing the Children number 8, there's only one for sale. That's it. And it's an auction, and I'm sure it's going to go crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if this at auction sells for close to $1,000. I think it's going to be nuts if it does. Oh, man, I'm glad I got mine for $66. Well, actually for free, because I sold, that's the other thing too. I always think about, like, man, I had 2 copies of that book. I had 2. Find somebody else that owned 2 copies of that book. You'll probably never find anyone that owned 2 copies. Most people are happy and feel fortunate just to have 1 copy. I owned 2 at one time, and they were not easy to get. I literally bought them off Midtown. They sold out right after I bought them, and then I tried to buy a 3rd, 4th copy, and the prices were. I mean, I probably should have paid $108. I remember, yeah, they were eBay. Well, I sold one for about $150. So yeah, there were multiple listings between $125 and $150 for a couple weeks there, and then all of a sudden those were all gone. And the next thing you knew, this was like a $300-400 book. So, yeah, that's what I think is going to happen with Department of Truth number 2. I think number 1's obviously going to be a hot book. The other one that's a real sleeper is the Secret Variant. I looked yesterday, and there was a copy for like $60. I should have bought it. That price level's gone. now it's 125 or up for the Secret Variant, right? There's one listing for 125 free shipping, one listing for 130 plus $8 shipping, and that's basically it. Then you're looking at 150 or higher. Yeah, I like it because it's got Oswald on the cover. It's pretty cool. So that's another book that you might find that at a comic book shop. I wouldn't be surprised if that's at an LCS sitting on a wall for like $40 or $50. I would grab that one for sure. That Oswald cover. I could see that being at least $250, $300 book eventually. So let's go through the usual suspects. Department of Truth. Number 1. Yeah, there's a new listing. Someone asking $400 for that Oswald cover. You got the A cover at asking $200 on a 9.8. Yeah, so there's your A cover if you missed. So that's another thing too. I don't have an A cover for this title for the series. I've got 2 Frizzen covers, and I definitely have a couple copies, but I didn't pick up the A cover. That was probably a big mistake on my part. Now it's going to cost you what? There's a VF 8.5 for $25. There's a near mint for 44 plus shipping. You're looking at $50 basically. Yeah, it's basically a $50 book. The B cover Frizzen book seems cheap right now, only $15. So I think that's one of the problems. The A cover was probably under ordered because yeah, it's a nice cover by Simmons, but let's face it, it's not Frizzen. So I can see what happened. I'm a big Frizzen fan, so I bought the Frizzen cover like a lot of people probably did. I got to start thinking opposite now. Whenever there's like a new series for a book that might be really good, and of course there's a really hot B cover, everyone's going to go to the hot B cover, right? So of course the orders for the B cover are going to be exceedingly high. The orders and demand for the A cover are going to be lower, especially if it's not near as good. But that's the book to pick up, is the one that's under ordered. So the A cover is doing exceedingly well. I mean, you're talking the B cover sells at $15, basically $20 shipped, and the A cover sells for more than double that. So, I mean, this may not be a bad buy right here. The Frankenvilla 1 in 10 for issue number 2. That's only $12.99. So you're looking at under $20 for the 1 in 10 variant. I could see that being an expensive book down the road, at least $100 book. But yeah, this 1 in 25, I'm telling you, everyone think, it's so high, it's $250. Are you kidding me? You're paying 10 times ratio. I'm telling you, it's going to be an expensive book. I have a feeling. I have the same feeling about that book that I did for Something Is Killing the Children number 8. I do. It's the same exact feeling. So that's why last night I was like, damn, I got to act on it. I'm tired of having that feeling of this book's going to explode, and I don't buy it. And I sit on my hands. I've done that so many times. I can't tell you the books that I've looked at that have blown up and I've not pulled the trigger on. I have a lot of them. Once in a while I hit it, right? I mean, once in a while I have some guts, but this was one that I just felt like I got to do it. I got to buy it. Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen. Have I ever seen this one? This is a Jay Lee cover. Wow. I don't remember ever seeing that cover. That's an auction. Starting bid 250. It's already, well, there's 7 bids on it already. Yeah, that's going to be a big book. I've never even seen that cover before. So there could be some exclusive covers for this that are pretty damn rare. I don't remember ever seeing that Jay Lee cover before. Yeah. So again, this is a hot series. There's the 1 in 100. That's the other one that's going to be a pretty tough book to get cheap. I mean, I would say if you find a comic book shop, probably the only way you're going to get this on a good deal is going to be at a shop. Comic book shop where the shop owner's not really on top of what's going on with the series. Believe me, he will in a couple months. So you've got a little window of time. You might be able to find that on a wall of a comic book shop for, if you see it for $200, it's probably a good buy. Give me a break. It's a 1 in 100. That's easily going to be $1,000 book or more. I would try to find that, but yeah, I mean that's forget online, forget eBay. That it's over. It's over for that. It's going to be expensive. All right, let me see who's in the chat. We got a couple people watching here. We got Malcolm Giles. Good to see you, my friend. Agent J.R. Ewing. He says $1,000 raw. Agent JR says, what book issues are hot for Something Is Killing the Children? Obviously, issue number 1. Some of the second and third prints. I think issue number 2. I think issue number 2, second print, is super hot. It's her in a bathtub with blood. Yeah, that book's super hot. I don't have that one, unfortunately, but yeah, the hottest one is, the DeCall one. That's the crazy hot one. And then, of course, the Momoko Department of Truth. So I happen to own, at least 2 of probably the top 4 books from that series. Oh, I'm sorry. This is Department of Truth. Something is Killing the Children. Yeah, the A cover is definitely the hottest, along with that DeCall cover. And then that second print. What is it? I think it's a second print of. Let me pull it up here. I mean, it's another one of those where I'm like, God, I should have bought that when it was only $100. It's crazy now. I think it's number 2, second print. No, I have that one. I have number 2, second print. Maybe it's not number 1, second print. I think I have that one. Yeah, everything's rare. Oh, which one is it? It's the one where she's in the bathtub. I'm gonna see if I can find it here. It's a super hot book now. It's been on the hot 10 list a couple times. Damn, I can't remember what it is. Is it number 3, second print? Yep, that's what it is. Yeah, I mean, here's a listing right here. Right, and 9.8 asking $1,300. Holy crap, it's crazy. So it's nuts when a second printing of not even the first issue is going for more than the first print of the first issue. Yeah, here's a raw asking $800. What can I tell you? The series is hot. There's another 9.8 for $1,250, 9.4 for just under $1,000. Yeah, I mean, obviously they're pretty rare. There's only a few for sale. Not as rare as number 8. I'd still rather have my DeCall cover than the second printing of number 3. It is a nice cover. I picked up a lot of the second and third prints. I obviously didn't pick them all up. I was on top of it, but not quite as on top of it as I should have been. Because it's something I should have picked up and probably could have, not for not too much money. At least a week or 2 that it came out. Comic Dude says, thanks, sweet Momoko cover for sure. Manny the comic collector. Manny's going to go out to the stores this week probably. In fact, there he is as I'm heading to my honey hole later today. Because I knew they have a Department of Truth in their display case. Yep. If you don't have that book, I think this is the time to buy it. Because I'm telling you, most shop owners are not watching YouTube channels. They're not paying attention to comic news like us YouTubers are. They're just not. They do pay attention to Hot 10 lists. Some of them will watch like Comic Tom's Hot 10 list, or they'll watch the CBSI Hot 10 list every week. So, shop owners that like to take advantage of price movement, they will pay attention to those lists. So as soon as they see that on a Hot 10 list, they're going to be like, oh, let me see if I have any of those in stock. Oh yeah, there's one on the wall right there. Let me reprice that. That's not priced correctly. So you do have a little bit of time there before I think the shops react. Obviously, the quickest reaction is eBay, online. It's immediate. As soon as that news hit on Friday, I'm telling you, Saturday morning, all the prices of that Department of Truth book have shot up. So that's how it works, guys. You have to get the best deal. You have to anticipate. You have to anticipate the news. You have to anticipate that it's going to get optioned. I mean, a lot of people a lot of people knew that Tinian is popular. He's likely to get. I mean, if Scott Snyder can get optioned on a shit book like what's that book that he does for Image? I can't remember. I bought the first issue and I thought it was terrible. And he already got optioned even before the book came out. So if Scott Snyder can get optioned on a shit book, there's no doubt in my mind, Tynion, who's a very good writer, is going to get optioned. And it was just a matter of time. So that's kind of what I had for you guys today. I wish I had a deeper inventory of Department of Truth. I did go on Midtown and pick up the issue number 2 and 3 second printings. They were still on Midtown for $4. And they got different covers. They're kind of cool. I figured shoot for $4. I don't think I can go wrong there. I wouldn't be surprised if those end up being like $25, $30 books. I don't think they're going to be, anything super expensive, but once people really start getting into the series, they're going to go back and buy those second and third prints, and you'll see the prices go up on that. So Midtown, if you missed getting some of those earlier issues, I think they still have second and third printings on Midtown. I think my comic book shop also has a couple as well for sale. But every day, that's what's going to happen. Is a lot of people are kind of being clued into this. Channels like mine are talking about it. I've got almost 1,200 followers on Instagram. So, when I post something, let's face it, if there's less than 10 books for sale of a book that I'm saying buy, and I've got almost 1,200 people, follow me pretty closely, that's going to influence the market. It will. And I'm not the only one saying it. So, yeah, this is the time to strike. So Department of Truth, I think your best bet is not eBay. I think your best bet is to see, first of all, what your LCS has. Man, who knows? I wouldn't be surprised if they've got that issue number 2 on a shelf somewhere for $50, $60 still. I can guarantee you somebody has it out there on a wall or a rack. Not for ratio, probably double ratio, thinking, I'll never get $60 for this thing, $50 for this thing. And that's the one to jump on. So yeah, if you can find that for $50 to $100, you scored big. So I would look at your local comic book shop. I know the shops by me definitely would never get that book. They just don't order, especially in independents. I mean, like on the obvious stuff, like Spawn 300, right? Yeah, they had freaking 100. They probably had 200 copies on the shelf. But on something like this, no, I don't even think they got 25 copies to get one of those incentive variants. Maybe they did. It just depends on their pull list. A lot of times, if you're the public, you're never going to see, because it'll all be with their pull list customers, and there'll be that one or two pull list customer that says, "Hey, if you get any incentive variants on this series, throw that on my box." So that's usually what happens. So if there is a shop that has enough customers to get 25 copies, that one copy, boom, it was already spoken for a long time ago, typically. So that's why that book is so hot right now. It's not going to be an easy find, but I'm sure Manny can find it. Manny knows where to look. We got Louis the 13th. Says, I saw the Oswald on the rack for cover on the day of release and I put it back. Well, Louis, that's okay, man. It's only a $130 mistake. I've made mistakes that were way worse than $130. Louis says, my LCS still has the 10 Department of Truth 1A cover on rack for cut. Wow. I would go buy it. I would, any first issue, especially A covers, I would go buy them. I would go buy them and send me one as your guru to speculation. Send me one as an A-OK. Yeah, if you got 10 on the rack, man, freaking go buy those things. That's nuts. Manny says, don't underestimate Something Is Killing the Children number 5. There's no late printing for that issue, just to cover A and B. Yeah, that's a hot book now too. I believe I have that one in my collection. Issue number 5. Yeah, that's a cool, man, it's a $100 book. Buy it now, $100. Yeah, it's a cool ass cover. I love it. Yeah, I've got that one. Manny, I think you're dead right. There's only a few of them for sale on eBay. That's it. Uh, yeah, I mean these books, these Tinian books, man, they're going to be hot for a while. You know, those will be good ones to hunt for sure. Manny says, yeah, yesterday I picked up the Department of Truth number 2, 1 in 10 for $8. Yep, that's a good one. That's worth more than $8. I think that's at least a $50 book right now. Yep. So that's kind of what that was on my mind so much this morning that I was like, damn, I got to do a live stream about this because I really think there's some, something is killing the children. I don't know. Is there a more upside? Yeah, there probably is, but the cat's out of the bag. All the issues coming out now are well known. This Frizen cover. There's going to be a 1 in 25 cover. It's already pre-ordered. It's pre-sold for $50. A lot of websites are selling it for $50. It'll probably sell out, but it's unless there's some new character being introduced in one of these later issues. The first 5-6 issues are going to be where the money's at. That's where everybody's going to be piling into. Louis says, "I got you all." Oh, man, you already have 4. You're loaded up, man. Oh, I appreciate that, Louis. That'd be nice if you want to send me one. That'd be awesome, man. I'll highlight you on one of my live streams. I'd love to do that. That's one of the perks of doing this channel for as long as I have. I do get some nice AOKs from some people. Marcus used to send me some awesome books. He still does once in a while. I have some of the best Vampirilla and creepy books because of him. He was extremely generous towards me, which is very nice. But yeah, thank you, Louis. I appreciate that, buddy. So those, I'd say independent books right now, those are the 2 hot independent books, right? And they're both by Tinian, which is hilarious. You got Something is Killing. They're one's with Image and one's with Boom Studios. So it's also interesting that he breaks it up. He doesn't, you would think that he would just go with Boom Studios on that second book. It's interesting that he decided to go with a different publisher. That's kind of smart. I mean, maybe you can get a better deal. I'm sure these guys, they know what they're doing. I'm pretty sure Tinian knows what he's doing. But yeah, I mean, these are the 2 hottest independent books at the moment. If anybody hears of something that rivals it, let me know. I would love to find the next Department of Truth and the next Something is Killing the Children book to start putting some money into. Yeah. So that's kind of what I had, guys. I did get in the mail yesterday. I'll show them on one of my next live streams. I did get that Spider-Woman number 9, 1 in 25 cover. That book is still hot. Look at this thing. It's crazy. These are auctions, and they're up to almost $150. Yowzers. It's crazy. Look at this. I posted about this. I had some people message me saying, "Oh man, look at her legs. Her thighs look crazy." Yeah, I mean, it's definitely exaggerated. It's an anime. It's definitely an anime style of drawing. I don't know. I mean, some people are saying this chick could be the next Peach Momoko. I don't know about that, but it's definitely a unique style. I get it. It's definitely a unique style. And this Spider-Woman book, yeah, this is going to be, I mean, as you can see, there's 5 listings. That's it. So there's not a lot of these on eBay. Probably a pretty rare book. I haven't seen one graded yet, but that's the next thing. The next thing you'll see is 2 or 3 listings of graded 9/8 for sale, and I'm sure they're going to be asking $350, $400. That'll probably happen in the next few weeks. So pay attention to Rose Besch, Besch. She does have Silk #2. I think that's her next cover coming out is Silk #2, and of course eBay doesn't have a cover of it, but we'll go to her Instagram page. I know she does have an Instagram, which is nice. We can go there and pull up her artwork. Oh, by the way, I'm glad I thought to bring this up. Chasing Comics, my good friend Infamous, has posted about today. There is a cover by her coming out. It's this one right here. Demon Days #1. Demon Days X-Men #1. This will only be available, I think, at the Comic Mint and Sad Lemon, I think, are the 2 stores that will be selling it. I got a feeling it's going to sell out quickly. Let me see what the print run was. Oh, I guess that's Rose Besch, by the way. Very interesting. Oh, and here's that Silk #2 cover, which it's kind of an interesting perspective. She's got the shoe. I could see like a lot of it's kind of trendy. I see that cover being trendy. It's a yellow cover, which I think is interesting. I did pre-order a couple of those. The lowest I could find it on pre-order was about $40. Again, this is a 1 in 25. I expect this book will probably sell out on Midtown pretty quickly. It's probably going to be a $100 book. I don't know. I'm not going to say it's a $150, $200 book out of the gate. I don't know that it will be, but I don't know. Is there a lot of shops ordering heavily on Silk #2? Silk #1, they definitely will. So I always tell people to be careful speculating on the first issue of a series or a reboot. Obviously, they've rebooted Silk many times, but a lot of shops will order heavy on that first issue because people like to buy first issues. They know that they can sell a lot more first issues than they can issue #2. But sometimes the first 3 or 4 issues will sell well because a lot of their pull customers will say, "Hey, I'll collect the first 3 or 4 or 5 issues, see if I like it." They'll collect at least the first 2 or 3 issues to make sure that they like it as a series for reading. Not so much for speculation, but for reading, and that typically will have the ratios higher. So I don't expect this book to be super expensive. That's the reason I like that Spider-Man #9, because usually when you're at the 9th issue, you get a big drop off in pull list customers, especially if the story maybe isn't the greatest or the writing isn't fantastic, or if there's anything, let's face it, Spider-Woman is not an A character, it's a B, C character. Silk is same thing. Silk is a good side character in a Spider-Man story, team up story, things like that. But holding her own comic book, selling well, holding her own comic book series, yeah, probably not going to have a lot of sales. That's usually how it goes. So I don't know. It's a cool cover. I don't think it's everybody's. I'm not saying it's not my favorite art style. I'm more of a Matina, Isad Ribic. I like that fantasy, kind of patterned after Frazetta. I like that, not reality. It's sort of it's fantasy based art type. This is more anime based art, so it's just a different art style. I mean, I think it's pretty good, but it's not a style of art that I'm really into. But I think for investment purposes, I think this book could do well just because, she seems to be the next hot artist at the moment, right? I do think that this cover looks pretty cool, and I think it's going to sell out. Yeah, if we go back to Chasing Comics' Instagram page. He'll usually tell us what the print run's going to be. Yeah, okay. So there's the trade dress will be 3,000. The Virgin will be limited to 800, and it will have a numbered COA. So that's pretty important. So those trade dress Virgin sets, I think they're like $45 for the set. I expect those will sell out pretty quickly. So that comes out today, Sunday at 2 p.m. So today at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, those sets will come up for sale. I do expect it to sell out. I don't think it'll sell out in a couple minutes. It might take 10 minutes or so, but probably within 10, 15 minutes, it should sell out. But that is an artist to keep your eye on. If you don't love her art, then it still might be good for, speculating on. But that's one that I would keep on your radar. Manny says, crazy how Something is Killing Children was ignored for the longest time. I remember lots of people were pushing Once and Future. Now look at it. I mean, Once and Future is a good comic book. I like it. It's a good read. You just never know sometimes what's going to really take off with collectors. Yeah. You just don't know. And who's to say that, Once and Future eventually doesn't take off as well at some point, especially if there's, any materialization of production news on it, if it gets produced by somebody, option, that kind of thing. I can't remember if that series was, I think it was rumored to be optioned. I don't know if that ever came out to be completely correct. Manny says, I'm trying to hunt down Rose Besh's first cover art, and damn, that book has become a ghost. Yeah, I think, Manny, you were posting something about that the other day. It was like a cartoonish type book, wasn't it? It was something like, it was like an animal story book. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of really cool artists out there that don't get enough recognition. So Rose Besh, she could be one of those next great artists. That other one, I like this Jennifer L. Myers. L. Meyer. Is this her? Yeah, I love this chick's drawing. It's very cute. She's really good at drawing animals and stuff. And she's got a cover coming out in a couple weeks. This one right here. I've posted it on my Instagram. So that cover, I pre-ordered a copy of this. I might try to pick up another copy on Midtown. Usagi Yojimbo number 18. It's just a really cool cover. I love it. But I mean, if you look at her Instagram page, man, she is so good. Like, she's definitely perfect for drawing like certain styles. Like, I mean, look at her Winnie the Pooh. It's amazing. I mean, she's really good at drawing like little animals and stuff. I mean, she's fantastic. Very talented. I mean, look at that. Right? She's very, very talented. But she has that style. I mean, yeah, I mean, I love that. I love that art. It's so good. But but the style of her art kind of leans towards a certain type of, I mean, look at this. I mean, come on. She's fantastic. I mean, it's crazy. You got artists out there that are this good, and I don't know. I guess she could probably work in comic books a lot more if she wants to. But she probably does like children's books. I'm sure she has no problem getting illustrative work. Look at that sketch right there. God damn, that's so good. I love that. There's so much fantastic art style in that. I love that right there. But this is another artist that, she's so good. Maybe now, I don't know. She's doing that one cover for, Usagi Yojimbo. If that really takes off with collectors, you could see her getting more work. Definitely, she could be a really good cover artist. I don't see her doing any type of sequential interior art at all in a comic book, but I think if she wants to do that, she'll do children's books and probably get a much better payday. But hell, why not do a cover? I mean, cover art's a great game. You think about it, a lot of these cover artists, if they get popular, they get maybe $1,000 per cover, maybe more from the publisher, and then they resell the original artwork. You know, she definitely. I mean, I don't know if she does digital or not. It looks like she paints all her stuff. So that's important because if you're an artist, um, you want to do originals. That's where you're really going to make some money, especially if you become popular, because people will just. I mean, I'm sure somebody could easily message her and say, "Hey, I love that bunny. I love that bunny cover. Do you have the original for that? I'd love to buy that off you." And she'll say, "Sure. What are you thinking about offering for it?" And someone will say, I'll pay you $1,000." And she'll think about it and go, $1,000? Yeah, that only took me 5 minutes. I'll sell it to you. Sure. What's your address? Here's my PayPal. Send me some money. I mean, that's what I would do. If I could draw this stuff, I mean, some of the stuff probably takes a lot longer. That looks pretty, that, I don't know. Oh, she says right here, 30-minute quick paint. So this right here took her 30 minutes. And it's full illustration, full color. I bet she could sell that for an easy couple thousand for 30 minutes worth of work. It's pretty good, isn't it? This looks like a book that she's illustrating. I love her art style. It's fantastic. But everybody has their favorite art style. I don't know. I like this girl's art. She does have quite a few followers, 3,782. Yeah. She's repped only by Shannon Associates. So yeah, I'm sure she's got a full schedule of work. Their rep said, "Hey, you want to do a cover for Usagi Jimbo? We got a slot for that." Yep, no problem. So I think you'll see her do more. I definitely follow her on Instagram because anything that looks like a comic book related cover, I'm going to be like, okay, I need to look for that because I would try to buy that in pre-order if I can. All right, so that's kind of what I had for you guys. I don't know. What else do you want to talk about? We got 10 people watching in the chat. I figure Sunday morning I might get a few people watching just because I don't think there's a lot of comic book channels streaming it Sunday morning at 10 o'clock. Usually there isn't. And most people like to stream at night. That's usually when I watch other streams. Once in a while I'll watch a couple other streams that I just forget. I need to make sure I click that. I always tell people to click the notification bell when you follow me on if you're a subscriber to me on YouTube. And I do the same thing. I forget to click the notification bell so that if someone's going live or whatever, the thing is, I've had people tell me that they're subbed up to me and they've hit that notification bell and they don't get notification from YouTube. So I don't know what screwy stuff YouTube's doing or not, but it's probably because I don't have enough subscribers of people that watch my channel that I'm not a priority. So that's probably has something to do with it. But yeah, that's something I need to do better of, making sure I hit notification bells on other people's channels that I like to watch. Because I'd like to watch them live so I can maybe interact in the chat, and it's a good way to promote your channel too. If you're interacting with other channels that have a lot of followers or a lot of people watching. There's sometimes I've picked up 5 to 10 new subscribers for my channel just doing that. I just need to do it more often. I probably would be well over 1,000 subs on my YouTube channel if I did that at least a couple times a week. It's a good way to build your channel. All right, guys, that's all I had for you. I'm probably going to do another live stream on Tuesday. This coming week, we got New Comic Book Day on Wednesday. be doing another video. I'm going to be golfing all week up in Leesburg area. So I am going to be a little distracted more than normal, but at night, I think maybe later at night, I'm staying at a friend's house and they go to bed early. I usually go to bed early too, especially if I'm golfing early, but I'm probably going to still do a couple live streams. I'll have my laptop with me. I'll bring my headset. As long as their Wi-Fi connection's good. It's probably going to be better than mine. Mine's terrible. But I'm probably going to be broadcasting this week, not from my home, but from where I'm going to be golfing at. So I'll still have a couple live streams. I don't know about Thursday. I don't think I'm going to be doing a whiskey, cigar, and comic show. I may still do a brief live stream on Thursday. It'll probably be late. So I'll try to send out notification on that on Thursday. But it's not going to be your normal, I'm sitting outside smoking a cigar because I'm at a friend's house. I'm not gonna broadcast from a friend's house when it just doesn't make sense to do that. So it's probably going to be a skipped week on the official whiskey, cigar, and comic show. But I will still have some videos. Definitely new comic book day video. I will do that on Wednesday. I'll broadcast that sometime in the early evening. All that good stuff. So yeah, make sure you check in. Thanks for everybody that's was in the chat. Go look for those Department of Truth books, especially number 2, the 1 in 25. I think that book has a lot more upside to it. It's just a feeling. I've been wrong before. I just don't think I am on this one. I do think that book's going to explode more in value. So if you love it and you think it's a good buy, I think that 250. If you can get it below 250, I definitely recommend it. Right now, that seems to be the price range on a raw copy. 9/8's definitely going to be that 450 range. And I think there's only one left, one 450 9/8 left. So that's probably going to sell out in the next few days, if I had to guess. And definitely, I think next Friday, the Hot 10 list is going to have Department H on it. I don't know if it'll have issue number 2 on it, on that list, but the fact that it just got optioned late on Friday, yeah, I have no doubt that Ben will be including that on his list. I'm pretty sure he will. So, yeah, we'll see what happens, guys. Thanks for everybody that's joined in. Look for next video, probably Tuesday or Wednesday. I'll have one out on Tuesday or Wednesday. If you need to, please message me on Instagram. I know a lot of you do already. Make sure you're following me on Instagram. I post a lot of up-to-date stuff there. So, all right, guys, we'll see you soon. Have a good weekend.